Have you ever watched, one of those really high-stakes situations, like maybe inside an operating room, or definitely an air traffic control tower, or even, say, a busy trading floor, and you just wonder how anyone keeps track of everything to make those split-second critical calls? Well, often it really just boils down to one thing: incredibly clear communication. But from the outside, some of these fields, they can seem, well, pretty intimidating, almost like they have their own secret language, right? I mean, imagine trying to land a plane at a huge airport. It must feel like trying to have a normal conversation in the middle of a rock concert, but, with lives on the line. So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, world mastering radio comms with air traffic control, or ATC. Our mission here is to give you a real shortcut. We want to pull back the curtain on what's truly essential, demystify this skill. We're aiming to turn what sounds like, complex jargon into something clear. Surprisingly clear, hopefully, for you.
And clarity. As you said, it's just non-negotiable in aviation. It's not an exaggeration to say effective communication is the absolute cornerstone of a safe, efficient air traffic system. The whole point, the elegance, really, of the standardized phrases they use. It isn't just about sounding professional. No, it's about stripping away any possibility of error, making sure every single pilot, every controller understands each other perfectly, reducing misinterpretation down to zero, ideally. Our source material for this, Decoding ATC, the Art of Radio Communications, really hammers this home. It's foundational.
Okay, so what's this mean for you listening in? Well, we're going to pull out the most important bits, the real nuggets from our sources, including those excerpts from Decoding ATC. The idea is to help you really grasp the core principles and maybe uncover some surprising facts about how pilots and controllers manage to talk so effectively under pressure. Get ready to understand the airwaves maybe like never before.
Yeah, and that foundation, it's all built on shared understanding. You've got the FAA's Aeronautical Information Manual, people just call it the ATM, and the pilot controller glossary. These are basically the rule books, the dictionaries. They give you the exact words, the exact phrases to use. And this isn't just like a helpful suggestion. It's a requirement for very, very good safety reasons.
Right. Okay, so let's dig into that. Let's talk about some maybe golden rules for radio etiquette. These are the things you absolutely need to have in mind before you even think about pressing that push to talk button. First up, seems simple, but listen. You have to listen to the frequency for a bit before you transmit. Why is that so critical?
Oh, it's vital. Absolutely vital, because first, you avoid talking over someone else, which, just scrambles the message for everybody. It's called stepping on a transmission. And second, listening first gives you a feel for what's going on, the flow of traffic, who's talking to who, what instructions are being given. You're basically tuning into the conversation before jumping in.
That makes total sense. Get the context first.
Yeah.
And that leads right into the next point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Think before you speak. Plan out what you need to say before you key the mic.
So, okay, we've listened, we've planned our message. What's next? Is it all about the delivery then?
Exactly. Once you know what to say, it's about how you say it. And the key words here are clear and concise. This is definitely not the place for, casual chit-chat or slang. Use the standard phrases. Keep your tone professional. Avoid filler words like and if you can help it. Definitely no unnecessary rambling. And really importantly, don't rush. Speak at a normal pace, normal volume. It's always, always better to be clear than to be fast, especially when safety's involved.
Yeah, you can really feel the weight of every single word in that environment. Okay, so this brings us to making that first contact, your initial call up to a new ATC facility. There's apparently a specific formula for this, right? Like a mental checklist pilots use so they don't miss anything vital. Can you walk us through that? Absolutely. A good way to think about it is like the 5 W's of a radio call. Simple structure. First, who you are calling, Portland Tower. Second, who you are. That's your full aircraft call sign. Cessna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third, where you are, your location, maybe 10 miles north or holding short of runway 27. Fourth, what you want, your request landing or request flight following. And finally, fifth, what information you have. This usually means the ATIS code. That's the broadcast with airport weather and info. You'd say something like, with information Bravo.
Okay, so putting it all together, the source gives an example like Portland Tower, Cessna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, holding short of runway 27, ready for takeoff, request flight following. Okay. That covers all 5 points.
Precisely. It's short, it's got everything the controller needs and lets them process it quickly, super efficient.
And it's probably worth pointing out here this 5W thing for the initial call, that's different from CRAFT, right?
Oh, good point, yes.
CRAFT uses that acronym pilots use, but specifically for getting instrument flight rules, IFR clearances.
That's right. GRF stands for Clearance Limit, Route, Altitude, Frequency, and Transponder Code. Different situation, different information needed up front.
Okay, crucial distinction.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some common words and phrases. Understanding these is obviously key. Like if ATC tells you stand by, what does that mean?
Simple. It just means, I'm busy right now, wait, and I'll call you back. So you just wait. Don't transmit again until they call your call sign.
Okay. Then there's maybe the most famous one, Roger. Everyone knows Roger, right?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
It means I've received all of your last transmission. Simple enough.
Yep.
And this seems like a really common mix-up, maybe surprisingly so. Roger does not mean, yes, I agree, or yes, I will comply. It just means, I heard you. That distinction sounds pretty important.
It's critical, absolutely critical, because if you need to confirm you've received it, you understand it, and you were going to comply with it, there's a different word. That word is Wilco, W-I-L-C-O. It's basically short for will comply, so it bundles Roger and the intention to act together.
Roger means heard it. Wilco means heard it and doing it.
Exactly. That specificity, like you said, can literally save lives. Simple, but vital.
And for just plain yes or no.
Use affirm for yes and negative for no. Again, standard terms, no room for maybes or yas or nas. Just clear affirm or negative.
Okay. This naturally leads us to think about emergencies. When things go wrong, the comms have to be even clearer, I imagine.
Absolutely. And there are two internationally recognized distress and urgency calls. The source is very clear on this. First, Mayday, repeated 3 times. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. That signifies a dire, life-threatening emergency. Engine failure, fire, something catastrophic.
Got it. Mayday, maximum danger. And the other one?
The other one is Pan-Pan, also repeated 3 times. Pan-Pan, Pan-Pan, Pan-Pan. P-A-N. That signals an urgent situation, but one that isn't immediately life-threatening. Maybe a medical issue on board that needs priority handling, or getting lost, but not in immediate danger. Still serious, needs attention now, but not quite Mayday level.
These aren't words you just throw around, are they?
Yeah.
I remember hearing a story, maybe apocryphal, I don't know, about a pilot under stress radioing something like, my engine sounds like a washing machine full of rocks.
Right.
Which is, very descriptive. But it really highlights why we need Mayday and Pan-Pan. They cut through any confusion, any noise, and signal the exact level of urgency instantly.
That's a perfect illustration. They're designed for absolute, immediate clarity when things are going badly wrong. Which actually brings us to maybe the most important rule of all when you're on the receiving end of an instruction. If you get a clearance or any instruction from ATC and you don't fully understand it, what do? The absolute rule is you do not guess.
It's guess. Okay, so what's the procedure?
You simply ask them to repeat it. The standard phrase is, say again. So, Tower, Cessna 12345, say again. Huh? Or if you understood most of it but need one part clarified, you can ask them to verify, like verify altitude 5,000.
It's really about empowering the pilot to prevent a mistake before it happens, isn't it? Better to ask than assume.
100%. It's a core part of the safety culture. Asking for clarification is expected and necessary sometimes.
Okay, so wrapping this section up, what does this all mean for someone trying to get good at this? Is it just about memorizing phrases?
Memorizing helps, but it's more than that. Our source emphasizes that mastering ATC comms is really an ongoing process. It's not like you learn it once and you're done. It recommends practicing constantly. Every flight is practice. Listen to live ATC streams. Online sites like liveatc.net are great for this. And always, always keep referring back to those official guides, the AM, the Pilot Controller Glossary. Keep your knowledge current and sharp.
So quite a journey through the airwaves today. We went from those basic golden rules of radio etiquette, listening first, thinking before speaking, all the way to the precise language of aviation. We've covered how crucial things like clarity and conciseness are. We look at how to make that initial call, some common phrases like Roger and Wilco, and really importantly, what to do if you just don't understand an instruction. Don't guess.
Exactly. And, this whole process, this dedication to clarity and continuous learning in ATC, it really points to something bigger, doesn't it? As the source material points out, mastering these communications isn't a finish line you cross. It's an ongoing skill, constantly honed through practice, through checking back with those authoritative guides like the AM and the glossary. It's a system built on always refining, always learning. And that brings up, I think, a really interesting question for you, for everyone listening, to sort of mull over. Think about how these lessons The absolute need for crystal clear communication in a place like aviation, where truly every single word matters, how could that translate into your own life, your daily interactions? How often do we really make sure we've achieved Wilco, not just that someone heard us, but that they understood, and they're on the same page about what happens next in our work and our relationships? What difference could that level of intentional clarity actually make?
That's a great thought to end on. Carry that idea forward, that power of precise, deliberate communication. It's not just for the cockpit. It's a skill that can genuinely change how you connect with the world, no matter where you are.